Welcome to Beyond the Press Release, a production of Agoracom, in which we take the time to speak with small cap executives after they put out big news. With us today, so happy to have him back because, guys, if you love the world of Web3, NFTs, live video commerce, in fact, if you love disruptive technology, you're going to love this interview and you're going to love the company that we're talking about, OOOOO Entertainment Commerce, trades in Canada under the stock symbol OOOOO. That's OOOOO, 4 O's. With us, you can see him on the screen, Sam Jones. He's a co-founder and CEO. For those who are new to the story, and you may be new because we've just started with the company, but the headlines coming out of the company have been tremendous. Here's what you need to understand. First, you have to understand the world of video commerce. What is this? Well, the best way to summarize is in October of 2021, a character by the name of an online persona by the name of Lipstick Brother out of China sold $1.7 billion of beauty products. Not for the year, not for the quarter, not for the month, not even for the day, in 12 hours, all right? So if I've got your attention now you know that live video commerce is real. It's an online shopping experience that feels like the amalgamation of the home shopping network, game shows, talk shows, and auctions. It's taken China by storm, where this year it's going to be a $425 billion market. Enter OOOOO Entertainment Commerce. What do? They provide the infrastructure, the technology, the people, and the power to live stream through the OOOOO app, which is already off to a great start in the UK. They're already, and on the business side, they're already a leader because they're serving leading retailers, including QVC and JD Sports. Here's what's exciting. They're taking that same technology and they're going to use it on fans.com. And we're going to talk about that. That's with a Z, to enable sports teams and athletes to connect to fans, to sell memorabilia, merchandise, and NFTs especially. They're off to a screaming start already. We're going to talk about their billionaire partner, Diego Maradona's estate, all sorts of stuff. Sam, welcome back, my friend.
Good to see you. Happy birthday.
Hey, thank you. Thanks, I appreciate that. Now the whole world knows it's my birthday today. Hey, but happy launch of fans.com, because you launched this on in January, put out a strong announcement that you and Teddy Sagi were kind of partnering up. He's a successful billionaire entrepreneur out of Europe. But since then, you have come out with 4 or 5 major press releases. So before we dive into those, talk to us about fans.com and how and why it's such a powerful platform.
Well, thank you. First of all, I mean, it's worth saying that I'm a huge football or soccer fan. Ever since I was 5, 6 years old, I've been a huge fan of Liverpool Football Club. And when I was about 12, I decided one day I'm going to buy the club. And I've been thinking about that for a long time since. It's probably a bit expensive for me at the moment, but $3-4 billion.
Chelsea's up for sale. Abramovich is selling Chelsea.
Yeah, exactly. And that will be coming quite a bit cheaper than that. But so I mean, I'm a football fan, and over the years, and I've been thinking about this opportunity, fans, for probably 20 years in different forms, and I think we're at a moment in time right now through mobile commerce that there's a collision happening. And with everything that's happening in Web3, when you truly understand it, you cannot ignore it if you're in a business like I'm in. So fans.com is only football or soccer. And the reason we're choosing only one sport is we want to go very, very deep. And there's many layers to this whole world of Web3 plus live commerce. So secondly, soccer is globally the biggest tribe there is, other than humans. Like 3.5 billion people watch soccer. So that's enough for us. So we chose .com because, the browser is a powerful tool. I don't necessarily want apps in every country. And really, we're trying to do 3 things at a kind of macro level. Number one, be a gateway to NFTs. So whether it be athletes, legends, teams, create a cradle to grave platform that helps them conceptualize, create, launch, market, manage the community of NFTs. And most clubs don't know how to truly embrace this new technology. And we've put together a whole kind of team, a physical location, a studio where people can do this in a kind of best in class way. And really the power of fans is going to be compiling all of these stakeholders together so the fans audience builds. So we'll launch our first NFT, non-fungible token, in 11 days. And it was very, very hard who to choose first, because the problem is if you choose Chelsea first, you know, Arsenal don't want to copy Chelsea. If you choose Man United first, Liverpool might not want to copy Chelsea. So I needed a neutral who I could go with, who was kind of iconic, maybe someone who had a story to tell, and would get me the respect of the football industry. And I went with someone I have access to called John Motson. He's the very widely known as the voice of football. He was the voice of FIFA for many years, but more importantly, he was the voice of BBC for 50 years. And he's the theme of our first NFT.
And by the way, for everybody at home, Motson, if you want to relate, I'm calling him, he's the John Madden of European football.
Yeah,
soccer.
That's right.
That's how influential he is. And Teddy, that's a brilliant strategy that you get a neutral first, someone that everybody loves, and everybody from the ages of, 18 to 80 know who he is. So let's kind of walk people through, because there's still a lot of people who are watching at home saying, I hear about NFTs and I see there are these images. I'm not sure how they work. This is a great opportunity. Explain to people what you're going to do with these 10,000 Motson NFTs. Kind of walk people through. I know it's a little layman, but so everyone can understand what's happening.
My daughter said to me, what is an NFT? And an NFT really is a receipt. It's a receipt of something that is unique. So the way that NFTs create this rareable feature is by, you might have a picture of you right now, but I might have you in 200 different styles t-shirt. It's still you, but they're all unique. So with John Motson, I didn't want to do a photograph. I find that offensive to his legacy. So I wanted to create with John a 3D animated character of him. Think along the lines of Pixar. I wanted like a 3D animated John, and I wanted his real audio recalling the 50 best games of his life. And it was a real challenge to do this, but I said to John,
there must be intellectual property rights around that too, right? Because
no, we recorded these 1 month ago. No, I went to his house and I said to him, record them now. Of course, you've got IP rights. So we recalled the best 50 games of his life, looking back on his life. And we then used a 3D character of him. And then we said, right, that gives us 50 games. But then I'm going to create a digital version of John in lots of different clothing, accessories. So we make 200 versions of every game. So for me, my favorite game in history is the '86 Cup final. Liverpool won the final. We won the double that year with my hero, Kenny Dalglish. So that game, I will want that game. But there's only 200 available. And in each of them, John's wearing something different. I want the one where he's wearing his iconic sheepskin. And that's super rare in our world. So we create 10,000 tokens, and they all get sold on fans.com on the 15th of March, which means you have to go to fans.com and register on our Discord. Discord is basically like a WhatsApp group. It's an online community where I can update you on what's coming in the drop, which is essentially when they get released. But you can register to get whitelisted, which basically means you're a soccer fan. You prove to us you're a fan through some photos or memorabilia. But I'm happy for anyone on Agoracom. We'll whitelist them. If you find a way to tell me who they are and what their wallet address is, we'll get them whitelisted, which means on the 15th of March, they're guaranteed to get one of these collectible little 3D kind of baseball cards, I guess.
Yeah, so guys, go to fans.com, click over to the company's Discord. Most of you probably don't have a Discord account, so you're gonna have to create an account quickly. Then when you're in there, just say, hey, I'm from Agoracom, and please whitelist me. And by the way, what does whitelist? I know what it means, Sam, but just so everyone knows, what does whitelist mean at the end of the day?
So what tends to happen is on the day that these mint, which basically there's all this weird terminology you've got to get used to, but The day they're released is the day that they mint. That's the day when they go from being a digital asset, like a 3D graphic, to a collectible asset. They get stamped on the blockchain, they get minted. That happens for us on the 15th. Now, if you're on the whitelist, this is like saying I'm letting you in the nightclub before it opens. It's like a pre-party almost. Now, there's a financial benefit to the whitelist in that you'll get it below the public price. Now, I'm not here to tell you that the price is definitely going to go up or it'll go down or whatever, but we set a lower price for the whitelist. And the other thing is with the blockchain, which is also kind of weird, is if there's a surge in demand on the technology, the gas fees go up. Now, the gas fees is a concept of where you pay a fee from the purchase of the NFT, kind of like a surcharge.
Well, that's what somebody charges you to put it on the blockchain, because somebody has to put your NFT on the blockchain and they have to go through the mechanics of that. So that's what they're going to charge you. That's what that's probably an easy way to explain what a gas fee is.
Correct. So and we're doing this on Ethereum. The gas fees are the gas fees are a little higher. But this is all going to take place on the 15th. So you will get a random one of these multi NFTs. It might not be your team. It might not be the favorite clothing or era that you would have chosen, but you can then trade those on the secondary market. So maybe you'll buy another one from the secondary market. You'll sell the one you got, and this is our first NFT, and then we have many more following up.
And I know some people are going to be watching. I want to address this right now, Sam. Some people are going to be watching and saying, because I've heard it, so I've dealt with this, where they say, "Who cares? Who wants a digital collectible?" And right away, my answer is, who would have thought that bubblegum playing cards for baseball and football and hockey and all these sports years ago would become collectibles as they are today? So if you have these collectibles from 20 years ago, a lot of them are worth quite a lot of money. So Sam, it just makes sense, right? That now we're going into a world of digital collectibles, and there's special moments, unique digital assets like these Motson ones that are 200 different variations of one specific game. But that's the real fun in all this, right? That these are unique digital, and you can only get these from fans. You can't go get them somewhere else.
I think everyone on the planet is passionate about something. Some people are passionate about golf. Some people are passionate about hamburgers. I think there's plenty of people that are passionate about soccer. And if you are, John Motson's narrative of a game may appeal to you. What I would say to people is, when you buy your first NFT, whenever you get to it, whether it's this year or in 3 years' time, do it about something you're passionate about, because that's something nice to keep. Because I've kept that memory of 1986 with me for 30 or 40 years, so that's with me anyway. So I want to own that particular Motti. I'm not doing it to trade it. I think when people maybe get unstuck is when they buy a picture of something and they expect it to go up 10x, and maybe it will, maybe it won't. But I think
casino, that's just casino playing. They're not passionate. They're just picking a number or picking a JPEG. That's not what the NFT world is really about. Talk about the revenue model, Sam. So as a shareholder now, so shareholders are watching, maybe they're starting to really take to this concept. They love the idea. They love the credibility. What's the revenue model for the company?
So I think the best thing about the blockchain is whatever you put on it lasts forever. And the worst thing about the blockchain is whatever you put on it lasts forever. So it's very, very important that whatever we build as fans with people like John Motson or Maradona or whoever, we do it in such a way that the art is super compelling. So we have to invest a lot up front with the best artists, secure the IP, do good promotion, do good interviews with Motson. The benefit of us investing is we control the process, and we do the primary issuance, meaning we list it on fans.com. So when we list it, and we charge, let's say we charge 0.1 ETH, somewhere between 200 and 300 US dollars per NFT. When we sell 10,000 of them, that's a few $1 million. Now, by the way, if they sell, maybe they will, maybe they won't. But that's the sort of numbers you're looking at. Now we may charge a little bit less than that. We may charge a bit more, but in the primary issuance, once we've then paid artists and any of the consideration of the primary issuance, there's a very, very good business behind this. But the best part about this business is not the primary. The best part about this business is the secondary. So when I buy a $200 equivalent three-dimensional John Motson of the Manchester United Champions League final, there might be 199 or 200 other fans around the world that want one of those. Because
sure.
that
Not
moment
everyone's going to get one, right?
Not everyone's going to get one. So what's going to happen is people are going to put them on OpenSea, and someone's going to say, I don't want to sell this, but I would sell it for $10,000. Now, if you have scarcity and you have utility of some kind, and it's of a game that people remember, I believe the price will go up, and it might not. Now, when it sells, let's just say that then sells for 4 ETH or 5 ETH or whatever it is. Let's say, and let me say $1,000. When it sells, the beauty of this space is there's a smart contract linked to the NFT. That means in the secondary market, whoever created it gets between 2.5% and 10%. When it trades again, you get 2.5% to 10%, whatever you said it as.
It's an ongoing royalty for the rest for eternity.
So can you imagine Picasso, when he sold his pieces of artwork, it came with a smart contract, and someone said, by the way, if you ever sell this Picasso to someone else, Picasso gets this. Now, the artists have been totally forgotten about over the years. No one cares about the artist, the genius who created it. The great thing about this space is when we do the John Motson NFT, we can apportion some of the contract to charity. We can apportion some of it to him perpetually. So this is the bit that when this dawned on me, I realized that this is such an incredible business opportunity and such incredible technology that you can do that. So therefore, we think we've got a really great offering to kind of parcel up and take to the soccer industry. And we believe that even with a huge club, a Premier League club with millions and millions of followers, we can share in the economics with them and still will do well because they've got such huge following. But they may
there are some NFT projects today that maybe did $2 or $3 million in sales in their primary, like you're saying, their first sale, but then their secondary sales are $50 million a month, and they're keeping 2-3% of that, so they're making $2 million a month now, just from the secondary sale. So that's a great model for OOOO because it's upfront. You get an upfront sale, you get some revenue right away, and then you got this potentially, if you do everything right, this perpetually lifetime recurring revenue that's just bottom line income to the company.
So the first thing for us is gateway to NFT. So we've been running faster than I've ever run in the last few months, and we'll be at revenue on March 15 with this. Let's see how they get on. But then we'll do another this year. I think we'll do between 40 and 50 NFTs. So this is the first pillar of what fans is. The second pillar is gaming. And people say to me, why on earth would you be in the gaming business? Now, the whole point of Web3, and it's nice to speak to you because you get it, but the whole point of Web3, and most people don't get it, is aligned incentive, is how I would best define it. So it's an entire ecosystem where people have their incentives aligned. So the reason there's a big gaming culture in here is if you play a lot and you succeed, you can win. And there's an economy built around gaming. So we're launching soccer games on this platform, and it's going to take a good few months to build this, but this is what we're doing.
Awesome.
And the soccer games are global in nature. You build an identity in the games. And by the way,
it could be George, my avatar, dressed the way I want it to be. It's not just a video game, the like traditional video games where you just select an avatar.
It's three-dimensional George. You can win and buy NFTs for your clothing. You might have a Gucci jacket. So the reason all the brands are so into this is that this is technology and finance and branding and gaming all colliding. So the gaming element's really important because this is what drives the retention of the users. And the more people play, the more they get rewarded, the more they can win NFTs, buy NFTs. So it's an economy. And on the gaming side, we're working with some crazy talent in the US and also in China. But these are Web3 games. So it's a totally different landscape to building.
And everybody participates in success, right? Before I would buy a video game. I would put it into my player. I'd play it. I'd have fun, but all of the financial reward, so if I bought this game, then I invited Sam over and Bob over. The video game company's making all the money. We're having fun. Okay, great. But I might have brought 100 new players on and I get no benefit. Whereas in Web3,
exactly.
In Web3, your games mean that the ecosystem, everybody in the ecosystem is going to be sharing in the success of the platform. And that's what's so powerful, right, Sam?
That's exactly it. What you're describing is a Web2 world where there was misalignment of incentive. If suddenly the community is playing together and growing together, you can airdrop tokens where the people get economic value from. So it is incredibly difficult to understand this space, but there is certainly for me there was a breakthrough moment where you just see the kind of shift in the technology and what that enables. So for us, that gaming pillar is super key because it drives the user base. And then
it drives that engagement. It drives that constant engagement because I can buy an NFT from Motson and then I can put it in my wallet and I can, check in every once in a while. Great. But the gaming gives me a reason to keep coming back to fans 2-3 times a week, to have fun, engage, play, learn new stuff.
Exactly. And I think that the more we get the gaming right, the more we build the audience, the more chance I have of bringing another big club because they want the audience. Everyone wants eyeballs, right? So the gaming's super important. And then the third thing is, which is, a little way off for us, but we talk about fans is gateway to NFTs, gaming, and governance. Now, I'm putting this out there early. This is where we're moving to. It's going to take a little bit of time, but there is something called a DAO, which is a DAO. And this
now
is
you're going into the real. Now you're going into the far corners of Web3, but let's go for it.
But I'm telling everyone now, this is where we're going, and it's going to take a bit of time. So don't expect me to build it by next Tuesday. But a decentralized autonomous organization is basically, let me simplify this. It's like a WhatsApp group, which is invite only, where you can make decisions on things online and without any hierarchy, this group can make decisions based on a vote in a very, very simple way. So imagine a local school that was governed by a DAO, or imagine a golf club where there was a decentralized autonomous organization of members where they were all voting through an electronic platform where they were saying, should we build a new bunker in the 4th hole? Let's ask the DAO. And everyone would have a voice without a hierarchy like a club captain and a president, walking around with their egos. So a decentralized autonomous organization, how does that fit into soccer and how does that fit into fans? Basically, imagine that fans took an interest in a sports club, like a football team, just a small economic interest. And maybe this football club had a lot of fans, but it wasn't particularly huge economic value, but there was a lot of fans that cared deeply about it. And imagine I said to the football club, I'm going to buy 1% of your club for £10,000 because you're a little local club and you need the help. And they say, great, Sam, thank you very much. And then I say to all of their fans, would you like to join a DAO in the name of this club? The only thing you have to do to get in the DAO is prove to me you're a fan with a season ticket, photos of the club, or another fan nominates you. I couldn't be in the DAO because I don't support that club. Now, as soon as you've got like 1,000 people all putting in £10, you've covered the investment for that 1%. And then you say to these people, you can buy an NFT of the club badge. And the club badge is a 3D animated badge. And there's only 1,000 of them and they're £10 each. And people say, I want that, that's my club. And I go, great, you got number one of 1,000. Now, when they buy that, they don't just get this badge. They also get airdropped the governance token. And the governance token allows them to vote on the behavior of this club.
They've earned the ability, they've earned the right to be able to
participate.
participate.
They've earned the ability, they've proven they're a fan, and only for that small shareholding, they have a say on that, what that shareholding does. Maybe and there will be a link between that representative in the club and the DAO. And this is a way for the fan to have a voice in the club. Now, we're not going to go, and I don't want anyone to be listening thinking they're going to go and try and buy 100 clubs. No chance. I think firstly, you're not allowed
but
to
that is happening. But just so people know, there are groups out there. We've already seen proposals sent to us for people who want to buy tier 3 Premier League, level 3, level 4.
Yes.
They want to, hey, they said, hey, let's put $5 million in this club. We each put in $25,000. It's a DAO. And then we take it from tier 4 to tier 3 to tier 2.
Yeah.
So by the way, that is happening. And that's an exciting way of that's an exciting example of how Web3 is creating new structures. But I went off into a tangent there. You guys are not going to do that, but you are going to create governance.
We want to help clubs have a technology framework to create their own DAOs that allow the fans to have an input. So now the reason this is interesting, if you're an investor, we can monetize through the creation of world-class NFTs. We can retain users through world-class gaming, and we can keep people forever through the creation of DAOs.
Love it.
And if we connect all of those things up in the biggest game on the planet, I think fans has got a huge opportunity. And by the way, deep within this is also video commerce, where we began. A chance for teams and athletes and fans to broadcast live within this ecosystem and sell their products. There's a play in here for the sandbox, a metaverse play. There's a payments DeFi play in here, but in simple building blocks, we're doing NFTs, video commerce, gaming, and of course the DAO stuff is the vision. That's where we want to head to, but that's going to take a bit of time because it's complicated. All the best things are complicated.
But I want to add this. A lot of people are just trying to use the terms NFT and Web3 as a buzz term to try and create artificial value and things like that. The difference here with you and fans, and OOOO obviously has a big stake in fans, is the third-party validation. So first, you've got Teddy Sagi as a partner on this, and he's a billionaire entrepreneur out of the UK. So A, you've got him as a partner. B, we already talked about Matson, right? 10,000 NFT. The first NFT project is going to be with him. Everybody in football knows him. We haven't even talked about the fact, imagine we're 29 minutes into this. We haven't talked about the fact that you got Diego Maradona NFTs that are going to be dropping in April because you signed a deal with the IP holders. I'm not sure if it's the estate or the IP holders of Diego Maradona's, intellectual property. So that tells me that this isn't just Sam trying to capitalize on a hot thing and just throwing it out there. There's a real amazing, amazing third-party validation going on here. So given what you've done since you announced fans in January, Sam, and there are other announcements, we're not going to be able to get to all of those. It's clear to me that fans is really going to get a shot. There are people in the soccer world, I call it soccer here, in the football world, that believe in what you're doing. Where do you think you might be 12 months from now?
Well, it's a great question. I think that the reason I'm sort of happy to run around the country 7 days a week, is firstly, I've got a supportive family, but also I believe This is I've never been more confident about what we're doing and the partners we're doing it with, and the size of the opportunity that we're facing today is unimaginable. 12 months from now, I would imagine, as I say, we'll have done 40 to 50 drops, which
Wow.
I think some of them will be hugely successful. Some of them probably won't be as successful as we had hoped. Who knows? But what I can control is we'll do 40 to 50 drops at a minimum. I think we'll have done some live commerce from some locker rooms, some training grounds, some players' houses. You know, we'll give direct access to fans, which is what all of these clubs really want. They want a more intimate, global dialogue with their fan base. And I think we'll launch a game which will connect people beyond languages, and it will give people a chance to, someone once said to me, the greatest currency in the world is not the US dollar, and it's definitely not the Russian currency today, but the greatest currency in the world is hope. And if you can give soccer fans globally a chance to play a game where they might meet through video their favorite player, or they might win a signed shirt, or they might win an NFT, that can change someone's life. And I think that's the power of the gaming element with what we're doing. So I don't know if we'll have done the DAO by 12 months from now, but I'll have a good crack at it. But the good thing is we're running a lot of energy in this sphere of soccer, rather than getting distracted, with all kinds of other sports and categories. So I think for the public company, we have a controlling stake, which is very important, and we get to be client number one of the OOOO SDK, which is our video commerce for anyone browser-based product. So a lot of people think OOOO and fans, there's no reason that they should be collided, but let me tell you, once you launch fans, there's a lot of people like Nike, Adidas, Puma, Gucci, Prada. They're all in this space, and I believe that becomes a very fertile ground for saying, "Have you seen our other product?" Which is something called OOOO, which of course is the parent. So I think we're in for a wild 12 months.
Sam, look, the good thing is, thank goodness you're talking to someone who really understands Web3, because a lot of this can get lost on a lot of people as education ramp up. And I think you and I should take a proactive step next time and really do a Web3 101 kind of online Zoom. But as someone who understands,
I've got an idea for you. I've got
that?
Just in closing, I'm going to have the guys create an NFT of you, and we're going to airdrop it to your followers for free, and they can find themselves a wallet, and then they can have a 3-dimensional version of you. Let me take care of that, and maybe that's the best way to educate people. I don't know what it'll be worth one day, but we can arrange it.
And I did not know you were going to say that. This isn't oh wow, I did not. That is awesome.
That's your birthday present from me. Give me 2 weeks and I'll show it to you.
Sam, you know what? That's awesome. But B, what I love about it is the end goal, which is it starts the education process for small cap investors, because this is going to be a paradigm shifting, tectonic plate shifting technology for the next 20 years, and people should start to learn about it. But in the meantime, congratulations, not just on the launch of fans, but the fact that you're able to bring on Motson, Diego Maradona, your partner in Teddy Sagi. We didn't even get a chance to talk about him, but all the things you've done. And I love the fact that you've got the 1, 2, 3 game plan. Start with NFT, have a couple of successful drops there, then move on to gaming, and then when you're really successful there, move on to the governance side, because those are the 3 pillars right there. And I can't wait. I'm excited about what you guys are doing. I'm almost jealous, right? But I'm excited about what you guys are doing and can't wait for me to participate. And guys, everybody at home, make sure you get to fans.com. You can see it right behind Sam, fans with a Z, fans.com. Get into the Discord, identify yourself as an Agoracom user. You want to get on the white list. Get on the white list, and this is a great way for small cap investors who have no experience in NFTs to begin the process. All right, Sam, thanks so much, buddy. I can't wait. March 15th, I think we should do this again, because that's going to be the first drop. So March 15th, March 16th, I think we'll have you back on.
Let's do it.
For everybody at home, you've been watching or listened by podcast to Sam Jones. He's a co-founder and CEO of OOOOO Entertainment Commerce, trades in Canada under the stock symbol OOOOO. To start your due diligence, get the company's profile page on Agoracom. We've got the story neatly laid out because this is all cutting edge, disruptive, new technology. So we've got it there in layman's terms for you to really understand it. And then from there, hop over to the company's website to do your deep dive due diligence. If you believe in the future of live video commerce, if you believe in the future of NFTs and Web3, and you love sports and the intersection, then you've got to do your due diligence. Just don't say 12 months from now when we're revisiting this one year anniversary that we didn't tell you so. Have a great day. See you next time. Hey guys, the video's over, but don't forget to help your company by liking it and even leaving a comment below. And then don't forget to help yourself by subscribing to our YouTube channel so you never miss another great Agoracom small cap video.